All right, good morning, everybody. How goes it today? Let me know. Um, okay, sorry. Good morning. I apologize for the atrocious pixelation of my face. Um, I could not bear to turn the ring light on and just shine a light in my face that this is what we're getting this morning. As you guys come in, let me know what you're working on. I also have sort of a throat issue happening. I don't know what that's about. It might just be the time of the day. Um, but so that's also happening. Just full of lots of productive energy this morning. So, yep, let me know what you're working on, what your goals are. Again, we're probably going to do two 25-minute sprints, maybe another little 15-minute at the end, depending on what time it ends up being. What am I working on? This is a great question that I am asking. Okay. Um, the same thing. The same thing I was working on Tuesday. Um, so I'm still in this kind of action scene, and it's been taking a little bit longer than usual to get through. Um, let's see. Just because I want to get it right, and there's a lot of things. Catherine is reading this morning. Wow, I'm impressed that you got up this early just to read. um, what are you What are you reading, Catherine? I'm so interested. I've been following you on Goodreads, and you are reading more than I am this year, which is kind of wild. Also, they decided to start the construction at 6 a.m. today, so it'll just be some ambiance. Danielle will be drafting. Awesome. Sherry, nice to see you. Working on your submission. That is exciting. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope we get a lot done this morning. Um, Crazy Rich Asians. I've heard great things about that whole franchise, like the movies and the books. So you'll have to let us know if you're enjoying it. Working on draft one of a fantasy again. I know, I feel like it's funny. I'm like, and I'm still working on the book, you know? Nothing new, just cranking away because I think people underestimate how much time it actually takes to write a book. Good morning, 7 a.m. for Bebs. I'm working on the plot outline again. Notice some discrepancies that need to be fixed. Yeah. Well, I think it's good to fix them beforehand, um, and spend that time before. It kind of depends on what your process is, but that is what I did for gas station when I was outlining, and things are coming together. So I highly recommend doing that, spending that time early. Um, yeah, I think, for these morning ones, I know people have to get to work. So, like I said on Tuesday, probably having shorter breaks and just kind of jumping right into the sprint. So, um, yeah, let's get going. Um, I have a 25-minute. Oh, I'm pretty big in that one. Let's go there. So you can't see me in too much detail because I feel like I make a lot of revealing faces as I write. Okay. All right, get your pages up. Okay. And let's get started. All right, that brings us to the end of that sprint. How did we do? How are we feeling? I got to the end of the scene and then started another one, so that's good. But it's all still in that montage sort of chapter. So I'm still not through the original chapter, but I'm splitting it into three chapters. And none of this makes any sense to you, and that's okay, but that's what's happening. I think it ended up being around 500 words. Um, and it's finally flowing again, which is good. So, um, 472, that's awesome. Almost finished your scene. Started a chapter, but admittedly had a hard time focusing. This is not a good omen for the rest of the day. I had a morning like that yesterday where I just like could not focus on anything, and I had to like listen to some like deep focus, like sciency music. Sciency is not the right word, but like it's like this playlist on Spotify called Deep Focus, and it's all these like cool, like I don't know how to describe it, but to like make myself focus. But some mornings are just like that, and some parts of the book are just like that. I was having that problem on Tuesday morning when I was writing here with you all on the second sprint, and I just like was struggling. I was struggling because I didn't like what was happening on the page. So I was like, let me look out the window instead. um, Catherine, how's the reading going? Did you get through many pages? I'll have to try listening. I don't know. I think different things work for different people. And mine was like, I was having trouble focusing because I was thinking about too many different things, like that were just random and that nobody cared about. It's including me. Like I also, and so I was like, let me just listen to something to focus my mind. Um, Went through the Berkeley questionnaire. This is so exciting, Sherry. I'm so excited for you. They're supposed to send me an email link to submit in the next day or two. Okay, this is exciting. So what is the open submission program for? So is this like you're submitting for a program there or for a publication or no, like what are we submitting for? Because this sounds so cool and exciting. Catherine got through 30 pages of reading in 25 minutes. That's pretty good. I don't actually know. I'm sure that's good, but I can't remember what my usual reading pace is. I haven't read. Actually, that's a lie. I read a whole book yesterday. Oh my gosh, I should submit the book I'm querying. Okay, so it's like a submission. Oh, is it one of those presses where you can submit without an agent, like directly to the publisher? Because I definitely should. Hello, first stream here. Hope everyone's writing is going well. Well, thanks for joining us. Hope you get some writing done as well. What are you working on? Okay, Sherry, I'm so interested. Um, Managed about 230 words. Awesome. Deleting more than I wrote. Again, sometimes that's good, right? I think if I was really counting how many words I actually wrote in comparison to the original draft, I probably also deleted more than I wrote. I think I end up cutting around 1,000 words a chapter, but I just don't count it. You just jumped in, beginning a new project, and you have no idea where it's going. That's so exciting. Thanks for joining. Um, yeah, just the beginning of a new project where it's all in front of you. Sometimes that's fun, other times it's stressful. I hope you're in the fun part and not the stressful part. Okay, Berkeley is Penguin Random House. That's what I thought. And they have a short open submission window. Okay, yes, I will be looking at this. I have been in the thick of it with querying right now. Should I share? It's not really any news. It was just a stressful moment. So remember the agent that I talked with at the conference, and they requested the full. Well, and I submitted it. And yesterday I get a message from her that's like, "Hey, I don't see any of your pages, so I have to pass. Like, your pages aren't here. And I was like, my pages are there. They're there. And she's also moving agencies. And so then I'm like, I'm calling Query Manager and I'm like, hey, where is the file? I think it's there, but you can't really see it. And then the person was like, no, the file's there. And so then I emailed the agent back, like through the little form where you're not really supposed to email them. But I was like, I'm sending it. And then I sent it. I was like, hey, so actually it is there. And she said in her original message, like, feel free to requery me in June or whatever. And I was like, just thought I'd let you know. And then she responded, she was like, oh my gosh, the reason I didn't see it was because she usually doesn't request fulls. And so she usually doesn't have to look for the files upload. And she was like, oh my gosh, so sorry. I see it now. I'll start reading. And I was like, anyway, so that's my querying update. So then she was like, yeah, so it should be 90 days from now that you'll hear something from me. So that's exciting. Anyway, so you're working on figuring out character voices, but move on to a high fantasy project later. That's exciting. Oh man. Anybody in the querying or submission or any of the trenches that we're all in. Cheers to you, frankly. It's rough. The way my heart dropped when she was like, I don't see your file, and I'm like, the file is there. It's there. Look for it. That's awesome. It means she'll be watching for your submission. I know. Okay, the fulls, I've been looking at Query Tracker, which like you can see the timeline of like how many days it took for people to get like a request and then how many days it took to get the full or to get the response back on the full. And it'll be like 102 days. And I'm like, yeah. Because it's just such like a hurry up and wait because you get a request and you're like, I'm gonna be published, and then it's like, wait to hear back for 90 days. But yes, it was kind of a fun, cool thing because it was like, oh, we're like talking. Me and this agent are like chatting on email right now. That's kind of wild. But if you've had him out since January, I feel like you'll get him back soon. In my humble opinion, that has no merit. And yes, it was very stressful, but it was also kind of like, I'm glad I sent that message because she responded very quickly. And I could tell from her first message that she like remembered like we had talked in person, so that had helped too. The files are in the computer. Yeah. It like my heart like dropped out of my chest. And then it was stressful because the response from Query Manager was like she might have just pressed the wrong pre-made message when she declined. Because when they decline or like decline the query or like reject the query, they have like a drop down of different pre-recorded messages. And then I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't message because maybe she meant to decline me anyway. I don't know. Anyway, that's enough on that for now. Oh, it was crazy. And then I was so frustrated that I just like went and sent a bunch more queries because I was like, I gotta catch up. So that's your little sneak peek querying update you get for watching the lives coming live. Um, oh, I don't know what's happening. Okay. So let's get going on another sprint. Yep. Okay. Well, first stretch your hands out, stretch your wrists. This is really a good look for me, I think. Oh, sorry, the microphone. All right. Let's get going. I'll see you in another 25 minutes. All right, that brings us to the end of another sprint. Let me know how it went. I will be fully honest, Sherry inspired me, so I have been looking at the Berkeley Open Submission Program and submitted like their little application and I'm hoping that the email comes before the deadline closes because the deadline closes tomorrow. And they said that the email will come within 3 to 5 business days. So we'll see. But then it says that you need a 1 page synopsis, and I only have a 3 page synopsis. So then I did begin to pare down my 3 page synopsis, which did not go well. I think I just have to write another synopsis from scratch. Um, because it's just too much information in the first one, and I feel like just redoing it will be easier. Because I really do like my synopsis. This is the first time I've had an easy time writing a synopsis, but I think I need to do a 1 pager where it's Act 1, Act 2, Part 1, Act 2, Part 2, Act 3. Like, those are the 4 paragraphs. And right now it's not structured that way. So that's what I was doing. Still productive, not necessarily writing related. Or I guess it was writing related, just not on the project I was allegedly working on. Yeah, so let me know how that sprint went for you. Thank you, Michael, for joining us. Oh, you tried the ambient music trick, and that with headphones really helped with focus. Well, I'm happy to hear that. That's awesome. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it like makes me more stressed, so I'm glad that it worked out. Um, my 1 page, Sherry says my 1 page synopsis sucks, but I honestly think they all do. I know. It's like, how can you really capture a whole book in that amount of time? Like 3 pages, I really felt like I hit every beat of the plot. One, I'm like, just read the book at this point. So, 270 words, awesome. Yeah, that's great. My cat commandeered my keyboard, so I spent most of my time doom scrolling on my phone, RIP outline progress. I think your cat was trying to inspire creativity, and you gotta lean into that, right? Maybe we should let our cats write our outlines. Save the cat. Maybe that's why they call it that. Why do they call it Save the Cat? Does anybody know that book, Save the Cat? Does anybody know? Just me. You've never tried to write a 1 page synopsis, but it sounds difficult. It is difficult and it's horrible. You know, the worst time I ever had writing a synopsis was for a book that had two realities happening, and so I had to like explain what was happening in both realities. And both realities had like a whole plot. It was really ambitious, and I never succeeded. So yeah, 1 page synopsises are rough. Hello, Autumn. Thanks for joining us. Um, yeah, but that's not what I was supposed to be working on this morning. But here we are. Catherine had a mix of reading and getting ready for work. You have to go. That's okay. I think I probably do as well. I ended up chatting, just being a chatty chatterbox. Wow, that was bad. Sherry says it comes from the original book on script writing where the hero of a movie does something to endear him to the audience, which is saving a cat. That's what he does. He saves the cat. Okay. I just love how like it's one of those books that has become so mainstream that people just say like save the cat, you know that. But like when you say it outside of a writer context, people are like, who is this cat that we're saving? And and what are we doing? Like what? Um like that's I say that book's title and people are like, you sound like a writer. Um yeah. Anybody else want to share how their writing was going? I really thought I would maybe get through this chapter. I have about no, I still have like 500 more than that words left of this chapter, so I don't think it's going to happen today. Um but it is getting to that time. I think I probably need to head out now as well. So thank you all for joining. If you're watching the replay, let me know how many words you got, how your productivity's been. I'll probably do more of these next week, so let me know if Tuesday, Thursday worked well for you. If you'd rather do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or every day. I don't know. I don't know. I'm feeling ambitious with the lives. So who knows? But yeah, thanks again so much for coming. I hope you got a lot of work done. And I'll see you later this week.